What do these two symbols mean to you all? Male and female. Very good. Let me get started by saying, men, have you ever dated a woman who you thought was crazy? You can admit it. You can admit it. Women, have you ever dated a man who you thought was just an insensitive jerk? Did you say you have? All right, I can't say I have. I believe my personal experience with this topic is extensive. I know I'm not an expert on women, but having two sisters and a girlfriend, I have a lot of experience, all right? Like all humans, except for those who voted no on Prop 8, I have devoted at least a small portion of my life to trying to figure out this duality between nature. This is not by choice. If I knew it all, I would have written a book by now. This topic relates to you all because you guys are all men and women. You guys all sit in this class together, and you guys all share personal experiences every day. You guys all converse with each other and talk to each other, and you know, one of the goals in nature is to be able to find someone who's compatible with yourself, and you can move on to get married and have children and spread your genes. I mean, that's just how it works. So my main points that I want to discuss today are the differences between men and women and the keys to a successful relationship between men and women. Let me start by giving you a quote by Michael G. Connor. He's a medical psychologist. The real purpose is to increase awareness between men and women and to help them set aside issues that are not personal but merely like manifestations of nature. The first main point I am going to discuss is the common differences between men and women. So, I'll give you my second visual aid. As you can see, these are just two people arguing. I'm going to give you a few examples. From a young age, girls and boys are very different. Girls play with dolls, guys play on the playground, girls gossip and talk about things in packs, guys separate. Guys separate and do things by themselves. Girls worry about what to wear, where guys would care less. They'd rather get dirty and talk about it later. Girls like to watch the boys and try to show off, and the list goes on and on. I'm not saying women don't like to compete, but our nature is very different. It is my position that men and women are equal but different. When I say equal, I mean that men and women have a right to equal opportunity and protection under the law. The fact that people in this country are assured these rights does not negate my observation that men and women are at least different psychologically and physically. None of us would dispute the fact that men and women are physically different. The physical differences are obvious, and most of these can be observed and easily measured, such as size, shape, weight, anatomy. They're easily measured, and they're not just political opinions. The physical differences between men and women provide functional advantages and have a survival value. Men usually have greater upper body strength to build muscle easily. Women tend to bruise easier. They grow less hair. Thank God. Men have a lower threshold of awareness and pain. So, like, if a girl were to walk into a bar, she would sit down and have a drink, when a guy would look around for all the other guys and see what fight to pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, who would be the one to make you mad first? You know what I'm saying? So we have a constant feeling of being tough. Like, we want to be tough all the time. Why women are more emotional than men? That's the next point I'd like to get into. This is not simple, but I'm going to make it as simple as possible. Men have more testosterone and women have more estrogen. It's very simple. These two hormones make us what we are. A man has increased levels of testosterone, which promotes muscle growth, hair growth, a deeper voice, and attraction to the idea of being tough and hard-headed, which I will talk about later. Women, on the other hand, have lower levels of this and have more estrogen. Estrogen contributes to the development of characteristics of a woman, like, for instance, breasts, more fat storage in the buttocks and the sides of the hips. That's why you see women with wide hips like Beyonce. She has some wide hips. My next subpoint is men are built for confrontation. Men are essentially built for physical confrontation and use of force. Their joints are well suited for throwing objects. A man's skull is always thicker and stronger than a woman's. The stereotype that a man is more thick-headed is not far-fetched. It's actually true. A man's thick-headedness and other anatomical differences have been associated with a uniquely male attraction to high-speed activities and reckless behavior that usually involve collisions with other males or automobiles. Men invented the game chicken, not women. Just put that aside. Men and a number of other male species of animals seem to charge and crash into each other with great speed all the time. As I've explained, men and women are very different physically and emotionally due to nature, so how can we balance these things delicately? Well, this next one I'm going to get into is the keys to a successful relationship. Just give me a better visual view. Understanding our differences. I believe the task that faces men and women is to learn to accept their differences, to compromise when needed, and to stop taking everything as if it were a personal slam, to stop getting upset. We all just need to lighten up. Things can be fixed and relationships can be fun. And I think that people don't take that extra step, or people who are afraid of rejection, who are afraid of life, basically. Men feel closer through physical exertion. We like to do physical activities. Our strongest friendships are bonds formed in the field of battle. What I mean by that is, like, if you're on a baseball team with your friend, you feel a stronger connection to him because you've been through tough times. You know what it's like to be low and be high with each other. You don't necessarily feel that with a woman because she doesn't want to be physical with you. She doesn't like getting on a dirt bike, and she doesn't like, well, I'm not saying all women don't like doing that, but I'm saying that most women don't like to be physical. They like to be more emotional. Through activities, we're able to show our affection. Why do you think we want to bring you guys surfing, you know? If they would get their hair wet, that was supposed to be funny, but it's not. The problem is when men are physical, women are emotional. So men take her out to dinner, you know, talk to her, make her feel special, emotionally satisfied, then take her home, okay? One way to a man's heart, if you guys don't know by now, is to buy yourself a Harley, scream at football games, you know, go out with us, go hiking, bike jumping, take the 3-speed out, try and race us, you know what I'm saying? We love that stuff, and it's actually been scientifically proven that we like those things. Here are some steps you can take to help coincide with the opposite sex in everyday life as well as in a relationship. 1, listen to each other, which hardly ever happens. Do healthy activities. It is proven men feel closer to women through physical activities such as sex. Men express themselves by sharing or giving themselves. Men, we're all givers by nature. 3, compromise. Accept each other's differences and roll with the punches, man. The steps we can take to become, you know, more coherent. I'd like to end this with my conclusion. In conclusion, I have come to understand that men and women are different, yes, but harmony is not a daunting task. It's something that can happen. Okay? So don't give up hope yet. I believe having a successful relationship requires being informed and ready to take on the tasks of understanding each other and coinciding with each other. I hope this has informed you on the differences between men and women and the steps you can take to have a healthier relationship with each other. Thank you. So,